Uh, Hello everyone, and welcome to part 4 of Mega Man 3. We've got 6 more dock robots to take care of. Now we are in Gemini Man stage. And we actually have a new enemy. A new enemy to deal with, and it's annoying. It looks like a mouse. All it does is just run into you, but then it turns around and then commits suicide. Oh, you also have these stupid robots to deal with. These stupid flying robots that drop fire. There's really not much to say. There's really not much to say about this area. Just try not to fall. Now this area is a little bit different because we have these helicopter guys. Oh, and we have these walls to deal with. Good for grinding, good for grinding. But yes, there's really not much to say about this area. Just try not to fall in the spikes over there. But I doubt anyone should. Did I ever mention that these enemies are actually very weak? Because they hardly do any damage to you at all. Oh, and I didn't mention this in part 3, but, I hope you all are enjoying your new year so far. It is now January 4th. Well, as long as I'm recording this right now, it is now January 4th. It is now 2016, it is not 2015 anymore. 2015 is gone, but I don't really care. I'm actually really glad that we all get to see a new year. We all live to see another year. Okay, this part is really annoying. I actually had no choice but to get hit right there. One up. I can't get it. You guys suck! And now it's time to deal with another dock robot. Let's see which other Mega Man 2 Robot Master has been taken away as Flashman. Yeah, this guy makes Flashman look like a joke. He's actually harder to deal with because the dock robot itself, if you get touched by it, then you take so much damage from it. No matter what dock robot you're dealing with, you take so much damage from the robot itself. Now, here is the one area where the Rush Marine is actually useful. And the Rush Meridian is actually pretty awesome. I do like it, I do appreciate it. Even though it only appeared in 2 games, it's actually a pretty alright thing to have. I was about to die anyways, so I just went ahead and lost it. I forgot to mention, these guys also climb down ladders. And they come from broken ceilings. No matter what, they always come down ladders. They see a ladder, they climb down. Yeah, these guys just don't stop coming. I don't see why anyone should actually get hit by those spikes. Pretty easy to dodge. Pretty easy not to get hit by them. So now we have to deal with Bubble Man. Just use the Shadow Blade and you should take care of him pretty easily. One good thing to note about is that every single Robot Master from Mega Man 2 that has been inserted into the Dock Robot all have the same AI, same basic AI. So now we're in Shadow Man's stage. And there are so many more spikes to deal with. So much more spikes. Oh, and we have this big eye wannabe that likes to protect itself. Now here comes the jerky part. And I'm not talking about the meat either. You see these disco balls on the ceiling? Yeah, they come very bad in this area. Really, really bad. Especially in the part I just passed. Some might die on the first try. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone did. Because nobody's gonna expect that. Who would have expected to have to go through Dock robots that take powers from Mega Man 2 Robot Masters? Now I have to deal with Woodman, the worst of all. The worst of all! The Leaf Shield is ridiculously hard to dodge. It's so pixel perfect sensitive. Anyways, it's linked to the snake weapon. It's linked to the Search Snake. But seriously, the Leaf Shield is so hard to dodge. It's like dealing with a pixel perfect jump in Super Mario Brothers. Or a pixel perfect jump in any game, any platformer. I'm just gonna hide right here and deal with this this Hammer Joe from that spot. And do the same with this one. Ditto. And it's like game by game. Each Mega Man game gets... the graphics get so much better by the game. Oh, and one thing I've noticed is that in Mega Man 3, the arm cannon makes a sound different. It makes a different sound when you shoot compared to the first two games. They made a different sound, but in Mega Man 3 and onward, they make different sounds. Let's see which this one is. It's Heat Man. And what makes this harder to deal with is that I have to use this stupid weapon. The top spin. Stupid weapon. I'd rather use the charge kick in Mega Man 5. Seriously, that weapon is so much better than the top spin, in my opinion. Needle Man stage. Why? So as you can see, Needle Man stage takes place at night. It doesn't take place during the daytime. And we actually have instant death spikes this time. Look at this place. Oh, I hate these stupid needles. These stupid needles. I really need that energy pellet. Don't use rush coil, otherwise you're just gonna make yourself suffer. You know how people say, save the best for last? Well, considering that none of them are good, considering that none of the Dogman stages have a best at all, I ended up saving the worst for last. Yeah, that's how bad the stage is. It's awful. Rush Jet is such a required thing in this stage. In this whole stage. Well, almost this whole stage. Maybe about 50% of it. It's ridiculous how Rush Coil... Well, maybe Rush Coil, but mostly Rush Jet is required. I remember the first time I played through this stage. I just wanted to throw my controller across the room. Why am I using Magnet Missile for the second time? I have no idea. But he seems to be going down pretty fast with it. Oh, that was Airman, by the way. Still sucks. And here comes the worst part of the whole stage. The worst part! Here's the part where Rush Jet is required. And I'm pretty sure by now, most of you know that in Mega Man games, most of them, if you die and you use weapon energy, it will not refill. Nope. It will not refill at all. Oh, and by the way, I wouldn't recommend pausing the game. Once you get on Rush Jet and you're floating over a ginormous pit of death, you'd better not press that pause button. If you accidentally pause it, you're screwed. Unless you're even over a platform like these, you're going to die. So do not hit that pause button, otherwise Rush Jet is going to disappear. And you will not be able to summon him either. Not by a long shot. Case in point. Oh, and by the way, if you want to save energy, you can always just jump. As long as you're not physically on Rush Jet, you won't actually use energy. I'm just gonna let that guy just go through. And now we have to deal with a big metal. What you have to do is shoot the plus on it. Oh, and it also shoots out baby meds. Well, regular sized meds. Well, and one thing I like is how you pause the game, the eye pupils go away on the med. Look at it. You can't use magnet missile on this giant met, or met maker, maybe. It's hard to shoot this. It's hard to shoot the plus at the top. I mean, as long as it stays downwards, it should be okay. Shouldn't take much hits. But at this point, you'd better not die. Really. I mean, even if you have to use one energy tank, you will be satisfied to reach that next checkpoint. Because at this point, if you die, you have to go back through all of that whole Rush Jet section. Even right here at this point. If I die, I'm going... I mean, I had no choice but to use the energy tank. I mean, I've come so far not to die. I mean, I couldn't resist but use the energy tank. I mean, the last thing I wanted to do was go through that whole thing again. And the last thing I want to do is go through those porcupines. Anyways, we have one more duck robot to deal with. Who could it be? None other than Crash Man. Pretty easy to fight. One thing I like about the hard knuckle is that you can aim it. See you guys next time.